Hello, my name is Don and welcome to Follow, my football manager Let's Play with Rangers. Today we are in the Champions League second qualifying phase, first leg against St Pat's Athletic, the Irish club. Now, I think we're going to do this as a double-header episode, the home and away game. Now, in real life, the last time Rangers played an Irish team, I believe there was a mutual venue arranged and it was done over one leg rather than the two. Ireland obviously has a very strong Celtic fan base, and there were some issues with that. I'm going to come away from there just now. We're going to go into transfer history. No more ins. There is some ins on the way, but none confirmed yet. So, back to where we were. Ryan Hardy was the last deal that we seen. Cammy Palmer on loan at Kilmarnock. Good deal for him. Decent defender, holding mid sort of role. Hopefully he can go to Kilmarnock and develop a little bit more. They've promised him first team football in the SPL, so that is good. Harry Forrester away on loan again, 7-month loan this time. He's removed his transfer request now, but again we're getting 700k a month and they're paying 10% of his wages. Exact same deal it was on Leeds, just a 7-month loan instead of a season loan. His contract is up at the end of next season, but I just don't see him getting a game time for us again. A little bit disappointed Leeds didn't trigger that 1.8 million move, particularly when he seemed to do okay for them. Not spectacular, 29 appearances, 6 assists, no goals though. A little bit of a change from the season before when he's played 32 games with 8 goals and 5 assists, although I suppose he would probably have played in a different role for us than he did in the Championship. So we're getting 600k there. Josh Donaldson moves for 110k. That was the agreed figure that I had to accept. He was glad that I accepted it, and then I sort of went, right, fair enough, you're stepping up to go and play somewhere else. You've earned this move, go and earn it, blah blah, just sort of try to be nice. And he's sort of like, it's a sideways step, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, you sort of requested that move, mate. Josh Harrop on loan at Falkirk. Now, Falkirk are in League 1. So this is a bit of a coup for them. In fact, he's a pretty good SPL player. I was surprised it was only Falkirk. They're only paying 10% of his wages, frustratingly. And to be honest, I was trying to get him off the wage bill, but I just couldn't do it. So I'm taking what I can basically. Matthew Knox is on loan at Rafe. He is declining rapidly, so I feel a loan and first team football is essential for him right now. Rafe have promised him that again in the SPL. Also at Rafe is Scott Gray, a guy who could come on and hopefully challenge with the lad we brought in January, whose name I can't remember, for the long-term replacement of Lee Wallace. Worst comes to worst, it will be a solid backup option. Semi Ajayi away to Dundee. I believe he had a loan spell with Dundee United last year. Yes, he did. And they paid us, but we're not getting paid this time. Just 100% of his wages, I think. No, they're only paying 10%. I would never have accepted that deal if I realised that. Nonetheless, he's away to Dundee. He's promised some first team football. Hopefully he can get some and develop a little bit more. A little bit disappointed with Ajayi, to be honest. I felt like when I looked at him, I felt like he could come in, but he's just not developed the way that I hoped. He is a bit more senior than other players that I would usually develop, but he just had so much there and a decent base to build from as well. I tried playing him a couple of times and it just didn't work. If I remember correctly, did I play him at all actually? Yeah, I gave him 4 games, 6.85. So I mean, it's not terrible, but when you're looking at the way Devlin and Sasso played last year, very difficult. Colin Grant away on loan Airdrie. He wasn't happy with my training techniques, so he was actually in the youth team, and Barry Ferguson deals with the team training for that. I deal with the individual, and he wasn't happy, so I thought, right, morale might be better just setting him away on loan. So he's away to Airdrie. He's going to get first team football in the Scottish Championship, which is good for him. Serge Ataki, also away on loan. The Finn, who is now training with the first team in real life. He's on quite a big wage. Rafe will pay the wages for the duration. I can't remember if he's getting first team football or not, but again, 3 players away to Rafe. I will probably go and watch a few Rafe games this year. Billy Stevenson also away to Airdrie. Another decent deal. He's one that I'm hoping to develop and just sell on. To be honest, if Matthew Knox kicks on and with Zach Rudden, I just can't see him ever really breaking into the first team. And Reece Breen away to Morton. Again, just to develop a little bit. So that's the transfer in our case. The worry I have, let's go and have a look at the Premiership, right? Let's click on Celtic. Celtic have responded to us winning the league last year. Look at this. 15 million spent. I did say the last couple of years they made some big sales and they hadn't spent. They made another big sale with Ajart going away for 5 million, rising to 9 million. Castro, 2.4, rising to 4 million. Looks an okay player. They were scouting another striker who I scouted and was like, I would really like that striker, but he wasn't interested in a move, unfortunately, and I think he's away to Turkey, so they've brought this guy in instead. Fairly decent player. Maybe not, I want to say maybe not an actual goal scorer, he's got 16 finishing, Donald. Yeah, so decent player nonetheless for the money paid. Then they bring this guy in. £10 million rising to 15 for a 19-year-old midfielder. And I seen this come up in the little transfer thing, Celtic spending 10 million on a player, and to be honest, it scared me a little bit. And then I looked at the stats and I went, he's not all that much. I've not scouted him. I maybe should actually. Let's do that, and I will show you the scout report next time, just to get you a star rating against what we've got. But to be honest, 10 million. I'm confident I could get that for Rosier now. So I'm glad I rejected those bad bids from Hull last year. Another decent signing here, 2.4 rising to 3.6, and a goalkeeper, a bit younger than the last couple of goalkeepers, still a fairly senior keeper at 28, and looks fairly decent, to be honest. They've brought in Ivan Villar as well, fairly cheap one this one, and looks decent as well. Another young goalkeeper this time. Very much a long-term prospect though by the looks of it. Roshan Williams in on loan from Man United. Doesn't look spectacular. 6'2" with 16 jump and reach, but other than that, well, he looks very, very quick. But other than that, there's not really much that highlights there. Very physical defender though. And Vukovic in from Sevilla on loan, left back. And that other defender actually looks like a better left back to me. Even though this guy's got more rounded stats, just the physical power of that other guy looks so much better. Nonetheless, he's in on loan as well. So Celtic have responded to us winning the league, and it's really interesting to see. As you see, players in the last year of the contract, I've offered one to John McGinn. Now, I did offer him one at the end of the season, and he wanted a huge wage rise up to like 12k or something. I was just like, no. And then I've tried again now, and I've met a deal that feels more worth value. Jordan Thompson, 4.8k is on right now, and I'm not sure if 4.8k is worth it for a player like that. Joe Garner, I'm trying to get rid of anyway, and that would get rid of our highest earner, who is currently on 12k. If you look at contracts, 9k would be our highest earner after that, which is a big difference. We've got a lot more in this sort of 6 to 9k, well 6 to 9k category, but we've lost the 3 big earners to make up for that. General info, thank you very much. Other than that, fairly happy. I have made some bids for some other players, we'll see if we get them. Other than that, let's get into the first leg against it, Pats Athletic. I'm not going to play this team. This is pretty much the team that played last season against Aberdeen. Minus we had might have been a Jack, must have been someone else that was in there. Sasso suspended, I'm not sure how. So Declan Rice is going to have to make his debut. Not quite so comfortable with that. Scott Martin, I'm not going to play. I'm going to play Rossiter. Rossiter's injured, that's right. I can't remember how he got injured, but he's injured. Right, so Jack Thompson, I think, is maybe more slightly game ready. He is also now natural in this midfield role, which is good to see. And look at all these ups. I feel he deserves a shot. Scott Martin's just not got the same development right now. I'm going to play. Do I play McGinn or do I play Teixeira? I'm going to go with McGinn. Bart's going to come out for Jamie Walker. Willock and Rudden will make up those places. So Maitland-Niles will also come on for Barry Mackay, who will be on the bench, but other than that, let's get Davy Weir to pick the unpicked positions and see what happens. Robin McCrory, actually you're in for Bain. I want to give you a run out and see how you get on at this level. Cammy Kerr, Joey Texic, Brian Davidson, Liam Burt and Joe Garner on the bench. is suggested from Davy Weir. Let's have a look. You as an advanced forward. Can you even play advanced forward? Yes, you can. You're there. 22 years old, might not develop much more. Did get some awards last year. I can't remember what for, but he got some awards anyway. Yeah, because I'm trying to get rid of Garner. So let's bring on Vaughan and give him a run out. Liam Bart. 10 passing, no. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Bart here. Have you already had your contract rise? Because I think you've got one of those in as well. No, you do not. I like you. So, team for this game will be Robbie McCrory, James Tavernier, Michael Devlin, who wants to leave, but we only have to accept an offer of 2.1 million or above. Declan Rice, Lee Wallace, Jack Thompson, John McGinn, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Jamie Walker, Chris Willock, and Zach Rudden. So McCrory will get the number. He'll get 23. Brian Davidson will take 16. Declan Rice will take 27. Jamie Walker will take 11. Jerry Texiria will take 8. Lewis Vaughan will take 15. I think that's fair. There we go. In we go. It's Rangers versus St Pat's Athletic at Ibrox. Again, when I'm editing this, I'll maybe try and find a wee intro to go in before this. If I do, I hope you enjoyed it. If I don't, I'm sorry. But the plan is to do that. I know I said that in the last episode as well. That won't be every episode, just the sort of the big things. So obviously the last episode and this are big things. The return to the Champions League. That said, I might wait with this one until we get into the Champions League proper, whether that be this season or in the future. So fairly strong team from us, I think. I'm just going to go with my Davy Beer's advice here because, to be honest, I know nothing about St Pat's, so I don't feel in a good position to hit hard tackle people because I don't know which one's to hard tackle. So here we go. First leg and a return to the Champions League, at least the Champions League qualifiers anyway. And they kick off. I hope this is a packed Ibrox. Would be nice. Lee Wallace with the throw in. Throws it straight to a guy called O'Rourke. Brannigan. McDonnell. Pat's just playing it in their defence just now. And eventually they get away to Tavernier, who has signed a new contract. Managed to get him to agree a fee that I felt was reasonable. Maitland-Niles, and it goes Zach Rudden with the goal. 1 minute in, and the youngster on his European debut. In fact, most of these players will be on their European debut, but the youngster in particular, Champions League debut, sorry, because we did play in the UEFA Cup last year, so most of them have played in some sort of European football before. But the youngster on his European debut and Champions League debut has scored. He's been in fantastic form towards the end of last season, and he's continued that this season. I meant to mention in the end of the last episode, we lost 1-0 to Aberdeen in the last game of last season. I should have mentioned that. I do apologise, just I was so worried about as James Tavernier makes it 2-5 minutes in. Chris Willock with the assist. So we lost 1-0. I played a hugely rotated team. I should have shown it. I do apologise. I was just so frustrated at missing the article and trying to get everything covered that entailed up to the 2nd of July that I missed out on that. Mostly because I was a bit of an idiot. So we're 2-0 up here. This is a very good positive start. They've now managed to go 10 minutes without conceding, which is good by their point of view. Hopefully we can get a kind draw in the next round as well. If we go through, of course, which we should. Good ball from Tavernier, sort of blocked, falls to Lee Wallace, who darts around a few of them and then shoots. Lee Wallace also signed a new contract. He's took a wage cut. It was only a small wage cut of about like $250 a week, but a year extension on a reduced wage is the kind of thing that I'm looking for at a player of his age. And he still has plenty to offer the team. He is still our team captain. And we've not really got a replacement yet, to be honest. Scott Bain also signed a new contract. Again, he reduced his wage demand quite drastically, so that was good. So the only issue I've got right now is Matthew Devlin, who I would like to sign again because, as you've seen last year, he's an absolute boss, particularly with him and Suso formed a very formidable partnership. Zach Rudden doing the tackling there, gets it to Jack Thompson, and Maitland Niles is away. He slows down a bit as the man comes in, and oh, he's done him. Goes down to the byline, cuts it back, and it's Jamie Walker on his debut. The man who the media said I overpaid for, and I probably did when you compare him to Jason Holt. But nonetheless, it's Rangers 3, St Pat's 0 at Ibrox, and we're putting ourselves in great shape here for the next round. For the next leg even. We're still with 55 minutes to play here as well. O'Connell, Tequila, McGeever, Devlin just picks it up and launches it, and Zach Rudden's through. And that's 4. Another for the young Zach Rudden. Just the tackle from Devlin and then the clearance right over the top of the defence. A bit route one, which I don't really like, but do you know what? When it works like that, it works, and I won't complain too much. I do prefer my shorter passing. That's not a worry today. Half time at Ibrox, Rangers 4, St Pat's 0. Don't think I need to say any more than I am delighted. Rudden kicks off. I'm not even going to commentate this because otherwise I'm just going to look like a dafty when it does that. So, fitness wise, might be worthwhile bringing off Zach Rudden, even though he's on a hat trick. Yeah, I think we need to be worrying about fitness now more than really performances. So Zach can come off. I'll bring on somebody else in a minute as well, just to rest somebody else. Wallock heads away. Walker runs and picks it up. Very well done from Jamie Walker there. Maitland Niles over the top for Lewis Vaughan, the man who was on loan at Partick last season. Young in his own right, he cuts it across, just can't get to his man. Jamie Walker finds Chris Willock in space, but his touch is poor. And St Pat's clear. Declan Rice with the header back to Willock. Willock plays it into Thompson. Young Jack Thompson over to James Tavernier. And it goes to Maitland Niles. Good ball, it's hit by the keeper, and Willock, oh, he's hit it straight at the defender. Couldn't quite get the fifth there. John McGinn with the corner. I've not changed my set pieces yet because I'm still expecting more signings between now and the end of the window. I do also have a replacement in line for Devlin should we lose him. I won't be able to afford that replacement until he's sold, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's the way it works. I'm going to bring on Brian Davidson and give him some game time. Kind of want to bring on Cammy Kerr, but I think Brian Davidson would benefit from it. And then I think I'm going to bring on Texeria for John McGinn as my last sub. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sort of gives Texeria a rest, and it gives John McGinn a rest, and it gives Texeria some game time in his new position, or the position we're retraining him in, because I feel it will be so much more beneficial for the team in this position. 4-0 still, nothing's really changed in the second half. Not been quite a drab second half compared to the first, but still 4-0 puts us in really good shape for the next leg. If we blow a 4-0 lead, we need to be looking at ourselves and questioning things. Tavernier with the corner, it's going to be full time nonetheless, and it is before Willock can even pick it up and whip it back in. So, delighted with that result, and I will be back for the next leg. I can just going to try and see if I can find 48,000. A wee bit disappointed with that, but nonetheless, I'll be back for the next leg, guys. I will see you in a minute. And we're back. Quick bit of transfer news to go for yet. We've brought in 2 players. Taiwo away. We're just going to call him Taiwo, okay? He's in from Liverpool on loan as a rotational option striker. Absolutely free. This could be the deal of the window. With me trying to get rid of Garner, I've been looking at some other people and just bringing in someone on loan, so while other people develop, and this guy sort of fit the bill, and he was costing nothing, so happy days. Problem is, Joe Garner has rejected 2 clubs now, and his value is plummeting by the day. And then we brought Ryu Seong Woo, the former Leverkusen player. He was a free agent, recommended to me by my scouts from the World Cup. Can come in and do a very good job as a left winger, valued at 2.2 million for free, 2-year contract, decent wage though, but still looking like a decent snap up. On the out, Liam Kelly sadly goes 7.5k to Swansea. It's a bit of a steal for Swansea to be honest, but it was the right time to let him go. Overall, he just wasn't going to get any games. He just hadn't developed the way that I'd hoped he would. Rodney McCrory was above him, Scott Bain's above him, and there's another goalkeeper we're in talks with who right now is on work permit appeal. He has agreed a contract and got declined a work permit, but he is only 19, so hasn't had a lot of international games. I'm hoping we can win on appeal successfully. Nonetheless, Liam Kelly had to go. I explained to him that we just hadn't developed. He said he agreed and he understood the club's decision. So credit to him for that. So we have now our second leg. Now Taiwo's obviously unavailable for this game. I'm actually going to re-offer him out to clubs and see if we can get a deal with someone. Just hope someone takes him, to be honest with you. I just want that 12 grand a week off my wage budget. Got to bring in João Teixeira into this game. The winner of this tie will play, I'm just going to say it now, they'll play Copenhagen. Copenhagen are playing a team from Luxembourg and they have a 3-0 lead from the first leg. I just can't see them blowing it. Vincent Sasso's also ready to come back. I'm going to bring him back into the fold for Declan Rice. And the other big news, Michael Devlin has signed a contract. I cannot get him off the transfer list, but he has signed a new contract. That contract was signed on the 23rd of the 7th, so 2 days ago, as you can see. It does have a lot of things on it. I didn't really want to pay him 5 grand, but that was a lot less than what he was asking for when the issue first started. He was asking for something like 11, and I was capping my offer at 8, so it's actually 3k less than what my cap was. It does have a release clause of 5 million for foreign clubs, but again, he wanted something like 2.1 or something like that, and 5k a week, and I just said, well, tell you what, you make it 5 million, I will give you your 5k a week. He said I want 5.5, so we negotiated a little bit, but reasonably happy with that. So it's a similar deal as what Vincent Sasso is on. Had a couple of offers for him, but none met the valuation. I won't sell him for any less than his minimum release fee. So I'm happy with that. So we've got Sasso and Devlin, both at the club long term, are rock solid centre backs from last year. Tavernier stays as well, of course. McCrory's got another 2 years on his contract to develop with. And if the other goalkeeper comes in, he's not going to be first choice, but I might just send him out on loan and keep Bain, who also signed a new contract earlier in the year as well. Big pay rise for Bain, but nothing else. One day would like to be captain of the club. Well, good luck with that, Scott, because you're not going to be here long enough to be captain, to be honest with you, mate. Ryu Seong Woo is also ineligible for today's game. Anyone else I want to bring in? Yes, I'm going to bring in young Liam Burt. Rossiter's back from injury, but there's just no way he's going to be fit enough to play, so it's just not happening. Teams are warming up. Let's go get into this. So we've got a team of McCrory, Tavernier, Devlin, Sasso, Wallace, Jack Thompson, João Teixeira, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Liam Burt, Chris Willock and Zach Rudden. Again, I'm just going to ask Davey Weir for his advice, and I'm going to send the team out 4-0. Surely we can't blow a 4-0 lead. That looks like a very empty stadium right now, if I'm honest with you. Is there a single fan in this ground? Do St Pat's have a stadium ban that I don't know about? Does that even happen in this game? Devlin to Tavernier. And I don't know why I commented on that. It was never going to be a highlight, was it? Once in every 200 or something like that. The other thing, this is my 100th game in charge of management. I got the note just before it, so a nice game to have for my 100th game. Unless it's maybe that Rangers and Ireland thing that's resulted in the fans ban. I don't know, I'm not being here. Be interesting if that's even implemented in the game. Looking fairly poor all round right now. It's mid to mid 60s, well, mid to high 60s is not great. We do have that 4-0 lead, of course, so I know no would be irrelevant, but come on, guys, up the game. Second half kicks off. This isn't even going to be a highlight, is it? Devlin intercepts that long ball, and there's the end of the highlight. Kinda knew it. So still absolutely nothing coming. Can I make any changes to change this game? Maybe bring Jamie Walker on. No, I don't want to do that. Barry Mackay. Let's bring on Barry Mackay for Maitland-Niles. Jack Thompson's also picked up a book in. Don't think I've got anyone that can play in that role on the bench, so usually it would obviously be Jack on the bench and Jordan Rossiter on the pitch. Declan Rice maybe could manage there. John McGinn certainly couldn't. Texeria certainly couldn't. Okay, we're going to ignore that. We're just going to bring on Cammy Kerr for James Tavernier. Give Cammy some game time. Obviously struggling with injury a bit last year and maybe hit his potential a little bit, I don't know. Hopefully he can still develop a little bit. We've got a highlight, finally, our first highlight in the 65th minute. Sasso wins the header, O'Connell stops it getting to Burt. McGeever. McElhaney. Devlin intercepts and then just ignores the ball, but he does get back there and clears it. Zachron not really responsive that time. Brannigan. O'Connell. Sheridan. Healy. Sheridan. O'Rourke. O'Connell. McGeever. Feel like they're about to score. Oh, what a challenge from Liam Burt there. Good ball away to Chris Willock. Into Liam Burt. Into Barry Mackay. Barry Mackay's strike isn't that great. Straight hit Grant. And that does that attack. Another highlight here with Barry Mackay's corner. Probably just a follow on from the same one, to be honest. Willock's going to chase that down and he's going to get it. He's going to play it to Jack Thompson. Texeria. Wallace. End of highlight. Right. I'm going to bring on Declan Rice for Devlin. Devlin's tiring. Let's just give him a break. Pre-season sort of time. Let's just worry about fitness levels rather than performance. We've already through in this tie. I can't see us blowing a 4-0 lead now. And there's no reason to just go and challenge this game anymore. The other thing to note is I did add a second tactic. It's a 4-5-1 counter-attack type thing, which will be in use in Champions League games against bigger clubs. People are confused, obviously they won 4-0 in aggregate and that's what they're looking at. Colin Grant update. Right, so let's have a look at the schedule. Will I do the Copenhagen games on stream? Yes, I will, because I think they'll be big games. So we will be back for in literally one friendly, after one more friendly, for the Copenhagen games for another episode. That will be the next episode, so thank you very much for watching this one. If you liked, a subscribe and a like is always appreciated, and in the meantime, thank you for watching.